This is the scene. About 2 hours outside of the lot, and that good old yin yang has hit again. As you can see, I took a pretty good spill on loose change. I was coming around a corner on the mountains here. Started raining pretty good pretty quick, and there was a bunch of sand right in the middle of the road right after a turn, and went down pretty good. On the adverse of the friendliness I've seen in the lot, I don't know where I am right now, but nobody here really seems to want to help very much at all. Got my hand pretty good and chipped some teeth. My chin here is the main thing I'm concerned about at this point. So I'm going to try to shave around here and see if I can bandage this up and assess how bad it is. So we'll get it taken care of here. Yeah. It's definitely pretty bad. I'm probably gonna have to try to get to a doctor here.
No, never give up, never surrender.
To good health. Y'all have a great night. It's a pleasure to meet you. Smiles are back. Doesn't take long. Alright, I did find a hospital right here on this beautiful day. I said to myself this morning, I just knew it was going to be a good day, and it is. Still alive, that's pretty cool. No broken bones or anything. And the good news here is I am here in the land where you can get stitches and a week's worth of medication for about 10 bucks. And a shot too. I got a shot, and I was kind of skeptical of what they were shooting me with. That's never good when, I don't know, I can't even explain this whole situation right now. That was just extremely bizarre. Just finding this place alone, and then on top of that, you go in there, there's really not any lights on in there, and it's almost like a horror movie. Everything just kind of run down, and then just being surrounded by Vietnamese nurses and doctors who were clamoring around, speaking Vietnamese, laying there on a hard table in like a dim blue fluorescent light, and a ceiling fan casting weird shadows across the room. Putting a needle in your chin is definitely not what I had on the itinerary. But we carry on, because I am now stitched up and not worried about infection anymore. And my hand's good to go here too for $10. So that's pretty cool. All right, venture on. Artimis Venture continues here. There's the blip of the Artemis just south of Cameron. in this little hotel here that I had to stay in last night. I was, after leaving the hospital, was on the road for probably another 2.5 hours, but it got dark. The headlight on my bike went out, so I was pretty much forced to follow a big truck that was in front of me because it was guiding the way with a light. It was pouring down rain the entire time, so if I lost that truck or tried to pull over to see exactly where I was, I couldn't pull up the map because I'd lose the light. He was the only other rider out on the road, or driver I should say. He's the only other driver out on the road, so I pretty much just had to stay confident in my assessment that I was on the right road for that whole time following that truck, because I couldn't afford to pull over and have him leave, and then I would not be able to see anything out in the dark. This was in the middle of nowhere, absolute middle of nowhere, Vietnam. Pelting rain, total darkness. Finally we made it into a town, which I was thankful for. It was good to see other riders coming through, more headlights eventually, so I was like, this is a good sign. So I went ahead and called it quits, got off the road, was able to, I tried to ask 3 or 4 people for help. Finally, one man was willing and patient enough and willing enough to work on some Google Translate stuff and some charading to get me to a hotel here, where I've just been getting a nice night's rest, which I really needed. Kind of called yesterday, hit the reset button on that. I've just been kind of tending to my injuries here, my Artimis Injured. This is my hand here, which looks pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie, but it looks a lot better than yesterday. It's much less red. I'm about to bandage this up here. My chin is doing pretty well. There it is, all stitched up, and just gave both of these a good iodine washing, which doesn't feel fantastic, but in a way it kind of does, because with every bit of those stings, it's getting rid of all the bullshit and bacteria in the wounds. Leave my wounds alone, let them do their thing. There's a hit for all you country songwriters out there. But yeah, about to get bandaged up and then hit the road once again, try to get to Nha Trang here, probably a couple-hour ride, where I can really hunker down there for a day or two and resume the fun and get some business taken care of as well. So, all right, see ya. All right. Must go on. Must go on. Water. Water. Ah, who am I kidding? Check, please. Get the fuck up! So got the screaming Delta Demon here, I like to call it. This thing gets up to about 3 miles per hour on average, and is perfect for cruising around Hoi An here. Lots of little shops here to check spent 9 hours yesterday on the road. My case for my GoPro broke. This is kind of the next thing in line. So I wasn't able to get really much footage from the day yesterday. It was kind of a grind. A lot of it was literally through nowhere. Excuse me, guys. A lot of it was literally just in the middle of nowhere, Vietnam, which was actually very, very cool. The route that I'm taking definitely gets you way off the tourist trail. So anyway, here just kind of getting started for the day and see what I can find. Why did the chicken cross the road? Well, it wondered the very same thing. The milliseconds before the bright light and the roaring thunder of wheels. You gotta look before you cross a roadway. It's like rule number one, no matter where you are. People here just don't do it. Yes, my crew finally arrived here. I got backups for the productions here. The production value was not up to par as far as I was concerned, so the new crew here, I haven't met them yet. I got a fax to my hostel a moment ago saying that they've arrived, so I'm about to meet the camera operators and the key grip. Oh yes. Oh, it's quite okay.
Thank you.
They're here for me. You see.
Thank you.
They're here for me.
Thank you for you.
Thank you for being here. Crushing me, crushing me. Pedaling down Cantao Road in Hoi An with the breeze on my face, listening to Typo Negative. Oh, this is so good. So good.